And we are live here in the Hair Debate. My name is Morello Kane. I am the founder of the Hair Debate, master cosmetologist for over 20 years, and my passion is hair care. I have a special guest with me. He is not new, okay, to the platform. Joe Crosby, how you doing, sir?
Doing great, Morale. Great to see you again.
No, absolutely. And guys, let me just say, Joe again is not new on the platform, but he may be new to some of you. And so let me just say that Joel and I have been talking about healthiness and hair care for over 10 years. Does that sound about right? Could be about 14.
Yeah, at least 10 years, minimum of 10 years.
And so when it comes to talking about the healthiness and what it takes just for our bodies to be healthy, we connected on that. And so I saw where a lot of my clients was suffering with their hair, due to lack of proper nutrition. Okay, and even myself, I learned a lot throughout our conversations as well. And so let me say that you guys are here as a part of our Save Our Scalp, okay, series. And so Joel, okay, Joel is a expert in his industry. Okay, how long have you been doing this, Joel?
Well, I've been doing fitness since I was probably 23, so that would be over 25 years. Let's do that. And so I've been teaching Pilates and doing the nutritional coaching for about 21 years.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. And so when I tell you, when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to healthiness, all of that, again, just bring it an expert, someone that is very skilled and know what he knows. And so, Joe, when I tell you, you was a guest at our studio production, and we talked about it.
Yeah.
Shared this product, and I was absolutely floored because when we were discussing it, I realized that, oh my God, this could be a product that can very well assist clients with a condition called alopecia. And if this condition is not well, and let me just say it's a scalp condition, but if it's not taken care of, it will turn into alopecia. And so just give me a second, Joel. I would like to just share some of the things that can cause the scalp to inflame.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm just going to list a few of these here. One could be a scalp dermatitis. Okay. And that's the flakiness, the redness of the scalp. Okay. Prolonged scalp buildup. And that's using products. And a lot of times, we got on this trend, not shampoo, and basically just using a conditioner. What you guys would call it co-washing. Okay, but not removing the buildup on the scalp. Okay, not detoxing that hair could cause a buildup. Okay, and so that is one of the causes that can, have the scalp to be inflamed. Another, also two conditions that affect the immune system. Okay, and so that could be several different things that can affect the immune system. But again, if it affects our system, then it's also too going to affect our hair, our scalp, and that is the root of where healthy hair starts from. Okay, psoriasis, but then also too hormones. And ladies, please understand that is, I want to say, 60% of our hair loss issue is dealing with our hormones. And so we truly have to understand that, again, you cannot relate on traditions of these conditions affecting your grandparents, your aunts, other, in these generations where they have said, you know what, I don't know what to do. And this is just something that happens with old age. but not necessarily. Okay, and so that's one of the things that we truly need to realize, that can affect, okay, our hair growth, you know, the inflammation. Because again, what you need to understand is that with these conditions, what happens is that if it's not taken care of, it causes inflammation, but then also too, not taking care of that sets up scarring. Okay, and that scarring affects that follicle and that healthy hair growth strand from coming through. You know, and so how would you know, what are some things that you know, how can you identify if you're having an issue? Okay, a couple of the things would be reddening of the scalp, soreness, itchiness, thinness of the hair, and then also too, the hair texture may change. Okay, but now let me also say this, with the hair texture changing, also too, you may start seeing on the scalp where the actual scalp looks a little different. Okay, the scalp, Joel, looks a little different. It has this wet, shiny, you know, kind of texture to it. But now that's when it has been prolonged. Okay, so now with me knowing all of this, and when you started, when we was at the studio productions and you was a guest, and we started talking about this, it just set up red flags, and I'm like, oh my God, this condition. And so you and I have talked a couple of times pertaining to this product. Okay, so can you talk about what inflammation does to the body as well?
Well, yeah, inflammation is a serious issue. Now, inflammation, it's a natural process that happens. Anytime you get injured, for example, if you twist an ankle, or just, inflammation is going to happen. And inflammation is a good thing on a certain level. For example, if you sprain your ankle, there's going to be inflammation in your ankle. Your body is trying to create its own splint to stabilize that joint so it can heal up. If your body's fighting off an infection or a virus, you're going to have inflammation to try to purposely raise your body temperature to make a hostile environment for bacteria and viruses. That's normal. Problem is that as we get older, inflammation can get out of control. And normally when inflammation should be going down after the trauma is gone, as we get older, sadly, it sticks around too long. And then that can cause a lot of problems. So inflammation is normal. I mean, with regards to like what you mentioned with your scalp, you can, some of the itises that you mentioned, any itis basically means inflammation. So there's called inflammation in your scalp. That could be from products you're using, like you said, you know, prolonged use of products, or you know, bad things can happen, and your body's trying to fight whatever's happening in your scalp. And as we get older, I could see with that, because maybe you change products, but that inflammation is still there, and it can take a while to bring that inflammation down. And if it's still there, then your body can't get in and repair. So for example, if you take you hurt your ankle, maybe you sprayed your ankle, get inflammation. Well, your body needs, eventually after the trauma's gone, it needs to get in and heal. But if there's too much inflammation there, that inflammation is like a traffic jam. And so nutrients to get in there and heal and nourish the joint, or in your case, your scalp, can't get there because there's too much inflammation. So you have to bring that inflammation down so nutrients can get in there and do their rebuild and repair process, or in the case of hair, get in there, rebuild follicles, you know, fix the scalp and stuff like that. But the inflammation has got to come down so that things can repair and rebuild and restore.
Okay, you are absolutely correct. And see, that is right where the hair loss, right when the nutrients, because you have to understand, this is how the body was designed. Okay, we have to have proper nutrients. Okay, and so with having the proper nutrients, if the scalp is not getting the nutrients, which is feeding the hair follicle, then it starts to break down. And once it breaks down to a certain level, then it's going to break off.
Yes.
Okay, but then
Right.
also too, it would create scarring, and when scarring is there, that's when that basically kills that follicle, because no nutrients whatsoever can get in that follicle, to get from the scalp to the
Right.
follicle.
Right.
Okay,
Exactly.
so now when it comes to, let's talk about this product. How was you introduced to this product?
Yes. Well, the product that we were going to talk about today, just coming in here where it's a little more quiet.
This,
There's a bunch of teachers and clients that just came in. So the product that I had mentioned to you, I've used a number of products for inflammation because I'm a very active person, and because of my age. I mean, I'm in my mid 50s now, and so inflammation is an issue. If I want to perform at a certain level, I have to deal with inflammation. I'm pushing my body. Plus, the crazy things I do because I enjoy life. I have injuries sometimes, so inflammation is a thing for me because I want my body to repair. So I've been taking plant-based and enzyme-based anti-inflammatories, trying different ones for many years, over a decade or more, because I do like to feel good. I like to recover quickly. I like, having, hair and stuff like that. So, I'm big on plant-based and enzyme-based anti-inflammatory products, not synthetics, right?
okay, can you
Because
explain the difference?
yeah, well, the synthetics, oftentimes the anti-inflammatories that come from laboratories, oftentimes are copies of things that occur in nature, but they make them synthetic so they can patent them and make billions of dollars on them.
Okay.
But anytime you put a synthetic molecule in your organic body, there's always going to be residue left over that your body doesn't understand, and there's going to be side effects.
Okay.
Always. Plants and enzymes, your body understands what they are.
Okay.
So using plants, in particular, like just for example, turmeric or curcumin,
Yes.
which is the part of turmeric that actually reduces inflammation. Your body understands what that is. Enzymes that naturally occur in fruits and vegetables, things like that, your body knows what they are, so it can use them, and there's no residue. In fact, you get extra gains from them. Not only does it reduce inflammation, but there's a bunch of other stuff that they're going to do in your body, like clean up plaquing and clean up cholesterol and damage and scar tissue in your joint. All the enzymes will do all of that. So it reduces inflammation, plus you get a bunch of pluses. Whereas synthetic molecules, yeah, it's going to reduce inflammation, but you get a bunch of negatives that you got to deal with afterwards, liver damage, things like that.
Oh, wow.
So that's why, plants are the way to go. And enzymes are the way to go. But the thing is that companies can't make billions and billions of dollars on plants because they occur naturally, and enzymes because they occur naturally. So all of the anti-inflammatories that I've taken over the years and work with to increase my performance and recover from injuries have all been plant-based or enzyme-based anti-inflammatories. And there's a number of really good ones out there that I've tried over the years. So
okay.
We can talk about some specific ones and things like that if you want.
Okay, yes. So what are you currently taking right now? Like, currently, what did you find that was most effective?
There's a couple that really work really well. Right now I'm taking this product called Joint Venture. And it's from a person who developed it and developed another anti-inflammatory I'm a big fan of. His name is Stephen Cherninsky. He's been an acquaintance of mine for over 20 years. Brilliant biochemist. Came up with this product. So I've been taking Joint Venture. I like it because it's super convenient. You can take it on an empty stomach or with food, which is great. Because there are some enzyme-based anti-inflammatories, you need to take them on an empty stomach, because if you take them with food, the enzymes that are there are going to be spent on liquefying that food so you can digest it. If you take them on an empty stomach, your body will absorb them systemically and use them in your body wherever there is inflammation, or in some cases wherever there's scar tissue that needs to be cleaned up. So
Okay, so it literally goes into the body and
Yes.
eats away or help to then repair and or heal the
Hmm.
areas that is inflamed.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's going to help reduce that inflammation. And there's enzymes like serapeptase is one. That one comes actually from silkworm. That's a naturally occurring product. There's bromelain that comes from pineapple. There's protease, which helps reduce, protein buildup and digest protein. But if you take it on an empty stomach, your body's going to use it to help reduce inflammation. Papain. Those are all enzymes that help reduce inflammation in your body. And you can take a complex. A lot of good products actually have a complex of those all put together to hit inflammation on different, every base possible. And
Okay.
yeah, you get, so not only do you reduce inflammation, but like ones that have like bromelain and
Mhm.
protease in it, your body will absorb it and clean out your arteries and veins and places where you have scar tissue in your body. So you just get all these pluses by
Wow.
using a natural product
Wow.
like, yeah.
Wow. That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And so, Joel, what is the difference? Because again, as you just stated before, there are, you have the turmeric, you have some of the other things that kind of help. There are other, fruits and roots and different things that you can ingest
Yes.
that helps with inflammation. So what is the difference from creating smoothies and drinks that may have that, you know,
Yes.
versus taking this supplement?
Right. Well, turmeric, for example, is a wonderful product. It's been used for many years and it does reduce inflammation. One of the challenges with straight up turmeric is that some people have a hard time absorbing it. So
Okay.
you will get some anti-inflammatory characteristics from it, but some people it's hard to absorb. When you do absorb it, it'll reduce your inflammation for a little while, but it doesn't stick around a long time. After it, then it's going to be digested, pass through your body, and go back up. So, a supplement that has an extract of turmeric, they found that it's actually curcumin
Okay.
is a substance. It's a compound in turmeric. So
Okay.
when you can extract that, concentrate it a little bit just by natural processes, then it's easier to absorb, and the anti-inflammatory properties of it will last for a longer period of time.
Okay. Okay.
So
Because yes.
extracting it just in natural extract and concentrate of it, and then sometimes for some people they can take that with some type of healthy fat for absorption, and that can help them absorb it, get it through the gut lining, so you can get it into your body. Stuff. So yeah,
Okay.
throwing turmeric in a smoothie is a great idea. It is going to reduce inflammation. Throwing ginger into a smoothie, ginger also has anti-inflammatory properties. Throw that in there. It is absolutely
Yes.
going to help. But just for maintenance, daily keeping the inflammation down. But if you have something going on that you need to be a little more aggressive with, some joint
Yes.
pain or some skin thing going on, you want to now go a little more concentrated with it and use a good supplement that has some curcumin in it and a delivery system that's going to get that curcumin in your body.
I love that. I love that. Because again, that's where we are being affected. When individuals that's battling right now with alopecia, that's battling
Mm,
right now with hair loss,
yeah,
is understanding the fact that, because again, not everyone have insurance right now, you
yeah,
know, and
right,
so and then too, there's the co-pays and everything goes.
yeah,
So you may not be able to get to a dermatologist right now, which is
mhm,
our specialist. And
right,
so, so this is something that can assist you. And again, a couple of the things that you want to look for is the thinness. Okay. If
mm,
you start seeing some thinness with your hair, definitely seek a professional, a hair care
yeah,
professional,
mhm,
so that way they can say, okay, yes, indeed, we do have some thinness here. You can actually too, again, the hair is going to change its texture. Okay.
Yeah.
And so these are some key factors, some things that, you would see, that would be an indicator of, okay, I need to go and sit in a professional's chair. I need to
Right.
go see someone. But then again, knowing that
Mhm.
you have the option of going to a health food store, and then, these items are readily available because again, not, it does not go away. Would you say that,
Right.
Joe?
Yeah, they're not going to go away on their own. And then to your point, in your area of expertise, you got to stop using products that are causing that inflammation. You can take all these anti-inflammatory, you can take a bottle of this a day, but if
Right.
you're still using stuff that's causing, and that's where your expertise is, you probably know products that you should use and products you should definitely not use. So you got to get rid of the problem first,
Yes.
right? The irritant, and then work on the healing. So, because it's
Absolutely.
not going to go away if you're still using toxic products on your scalp and hair, right?
No, and absolutely. But also too, it may be an underlying condition,
Oh, I see.
because
Yes,
again,
yes.
we're on the first line of defense. We are, other than doctors, the only other professional that is licensed to touch the body. And
Ah,
so
yes.
we actually see, we can say, okay, is something going on. Now,
Mhm.
if you are, seeing a hair care professional, then they know what they're using, and
Right.
so if you know that your hair care professional is using great products, is using, the techniques that she's doing, the follicle is not stretched beyond, what it should be. And so when you actually have that, then kind of seeing some resistance here or something. Okay. Okay, but now when you know that you do have that, then you know that it's something on the inside
Yeah, yeah.
and it must be addressed.
Right, right. Exactly. Mhm. Very good.
Okay, let me see if I can turn my volume down some. Do you hear echo over there too?
Ever so slightly. It wasn't distracting at all to me, but I ever so slightly.
Okay, so let me ask you this. How long would it take to start seeing the results of using it, a supplement?
I would say within 10 days, probably less. But I've consistently seen people with this product, and there's some others, one called Ginger, there's really loves. There's a product called like Keon's really good. There's another, if you want, I could text you those posts and some others you can try. But most of those 10 days or less, most people within,
You know what?
July.
Check your earpiece.
Okay. Is it? So that's what I can do. Get my earpiece messing up. Let's do this. Okay, wait. Can you hear me now? Sounds better.
It's still the same.
Mm-hmm. Let me just see if the battery's dying. Can you hear me now?
Well, I can hear you great, but it just the static.
Let's static. But my battery's not dying. Things.
Okay. Well, okay. So let me just address one of the questions here was about critical in babies and wanted to know if that was like alopecia. Actually, it is not. It's not like alopecia because the critical is not going to damage the scalp to where there would be no hair growth. Okay, it's where the oil glands that comes from over sebaceous oil glands that will produce the critical. And so now let me say this, you have to allow it to lift up. If you force it to lift up, then you are going to remove the critical, but also too going to remove the hair. And so that's the reason why it may resemble alopecia, because if you remove the hair, it's going to definitely remove the hairs that's attached to the critical, and then it will it would just revolve. Okay. And so, yeah, so it would resemble alopecia, but it's not alopecia. Okay. And so, okay, so Joan, when I tell you this was just so very beneficial, I thank you so much for sharing, because again, this series, we're wanting to address issues that affects hair loss, because there's so many women battling with that. Yes, sir. Now, do you have any last words that you may want to say?
No, it's just, I'm glad I could help out. Inflammation is definitely an issue that people need to deal with. Absolutely, it affects the health of hair follicles and stuff like that. Good nutrition, good nutrition, green food, providing minerals for your hair. Just getting vitamins and minerals in there. Collagen, supplementation is always really good. So. But yeah, definitely deal with inflammation product like this. Again, you can get this. You can listen to it. Again, I get no kickbacks from this at all. I'm promoting anything. It's just a great product. There's also this one here that I really like. Organic hair. So these are just great joints. And not only will they receive inflammation, but in a few days, all your joints feel good.
Yes. Okay, so guys, I tell you what, I know it was kind of hard to hear this last portion, but I'm going to get the information again from Joel, and then we will definitely post it here. So for you guys, check in and replaying the replay. When you do that, we'll have the information here. I thank you so much, Joel, for coming in. I know we're catching you at work and you doing what you're doing, but I thank you so much for taking the time out.
It's always great to talk to you around.
Okay, because you don't mind sharing at all, and I greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, I love it. That's what I do. I'm sharing. I love people to feel great, reach their full potential, and feel good about themselves, look great, so you have a wonderful and confident life. That's what I do. So.
No, absolutely. And we have one other question here. Someone asked, does water temperature make a difference with hair loss? And what I'm going to say is it makes a difference of how the nutrients is absorbed into the body. Okay, and so warm water, very warm water, let me say that, opens up the hair strand to allow the nutrients to come inside. And the cool water seals it. And so it does not, so when it comes to hair loss, that's the difference. The key is feeding that hair strand, that follicle. You want to feed it nutrients, and so that's the key. That's the key.
See, I learned from you too, Morale.
But Joe, we love what we do. That's
it. Yes.
we love what we do. We love what we do. And again, I thank you so much for sharing. Again, my name is Morello Kane. We're talking scalps up to June. Okay, so any questions that you guys may have, post them here, because again, we are addressing those. And so again, my name is Morello Kane. I thank Joe Crosby. Definitely follow him, Vitality Method Studio. And if you're here in Georgia, he is off of Peachtree Industrial. When I tell you, the man knows what he is talking about when it comes to nutrition. What 50-year-old man do you know that can just walk? And you guys may know some, but I'm talking about can just stretch beyond and do positions. And I'm like, how the world? I don't understand. But again, I thank you so much. Morello Kane, the hair debate. Okay, we do it. We do this. Debate, debunk, and discover all things hair. Stay tuned. Thank you, Joe.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye.